What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr.BudTawk, back on the BudTawk podcast. I have a very, very special guest with me today, man. I'm in their very fine and beautiful dispensary here. I have my guest with me, Kyle, with KiefCo here today.
What's up? What's up?
Don't leave me hanging, brother. It's all good. We got Will in the background, another owner of KiefCo, partner in KiefCo as well, man. I appreciate them even having me here. Shout out to y'all for even, being here in Wisconsin, Bayview, Wisconsin, and taking over the area, man. So let's get into the interview a little bit. Let's talk about, your background and, how did you start in cannabis and what led you guys to KiefCo?
Well, this kind of was a dream of mine ever since being a kid. I've been selling since, high school days. We've all been there. No, eventually one day me and Mason, we just met at a market and we started talking. I was like, what the heck? Why are we not doing something about this?
Yeah.
And one day we got into the D8 and started doing the whole hemp market like it first started off with. And then eventually, once THC became in the market, we're like, all right, now it's just time to switch over and get everybody what they want and find the good quality products that people want. Because, a lot of people don't look for good quality. They're just looking for what's cheap and what's out there. And
talk to them.
We want to make sure that everyone's getting what they've been looking for.
That part. So Kyle, let's talk about a little more of your background and kind of your start in getting into cannabis and like what's the drive behind Kyle and in the cannabis industry.
Well, for me, one thing that really made a big drive with this was my mom had cancer. It's definitely helped her. She's now been in remediation. She has been cancer free for the last 4 or 5 years, and it's all because of the plant. For sure. Nice thing is with Will, our manager, and then also Mason being our business partner. Between those two guys, they're chemists. You got two guys that have a background in this where they can take it to a level where other people don't even know. And they break down the chemical structure of it. They tell you how the terpenes can affect different ways. How a lot of people coming in there, it's like, well, what's the difference between THCA and D9? And it's just like, it's the same plant. It's just, you got to heat up the THCA to turn it into D9 to make it the psychoactive material.
That part. And that was kind of like what we went over the first time I came in and stuff. I know Will was breaking down the chart and stuff in the background. I got a couple pictures for y'all too. Y'all can catch that too on the video. But we was talking about the chart in the background and a lot of differences between DA, THCA, and all that stuff like that. And we're kind of talking about the market and stuff for it too. So kind of like, tell the people the importance of being able to break down, cannabis in that kind of way, break down the plant in that way and the uses for it.
The nice thing is there's tons of uses for the hemp plant itself. One thing that we have a big problem with is the timber industry likes to fight the hemp industry because timber industry has put so much money into growing trees to make, paper and all this stuff. But it takes 4 acres of trees to make 1 acre of hemp to make paper products. So there's a big difference there. There's biofuels that can be made. They're starting to do stuff with construction. So there's hemp concrete now.
I saw that.
Yeah, people are doing hemp flooring, hemp wood. And the nice thing about it is it doesn't combust as easily. So it can sit there and it burns instead of just smoldering into flames. So if someone's house catches on fire, it's going to take, longer for that house to burn. So therefore the fire department can get there and help somebody out.
That's fire.
Which is nice. And the same thing when it comes, medically, like technically we can't claim medical purposes, but it's there.
Yeah.
We've all seen it. We've seen how it helps people that have anxiety, stress, different problems in life. We have customers that come in all the time asking, hey, I need something for pain. Well, let's turn you on to some gummies because, gummies is something that's going to interact with that pain level more than smoking some flower would. And it's important to educate the customers, let them know the difference because some shops are going to completely uneducate you because they don't have people that care about what they're doing. They don't care about what they're smoking or what they're taking. We all smoke, eat, and drink everything that's here. So if we won't take it, why would we give it to a customer?
Man, talk that. So let's get into that part too a little bit. I know we kind of like we're gonna bounce around a little bit, y'all. Y'all know how I do my interviews, but we're gonna bounce around a little bit. But let's gradually get into that part. So like starting out, Kyle, like what was like your first introduction into the cannabis industry and like saying like, you know what, this is for me and this is what I want to do. I know you mentioned your mom having cancer and stuff like that and get into it then, but what was something else that kind of like was behind that for you?
The first time I hit a joint. it's that first time you smoke, and you're just like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I mean, you see how it brings people together,
man,
and stuff like that.
The unity in it.
You know, something about a joint is every time somebody lights up a joint, one of the first things they do is they go to pass it to someone that's by them.
That's
compared to like, other stuff people are stingy about. Like, oh, hey, you want a beer? Like, this is fine.
Yeah,
like,
right.
But a joint, everyone's just like, hey, who's down to get in the circle? And it's a good way to get people together. I mean, it just brings happiness, brings joy to people. I mean, you never hear about an angry pothead.
No.
You don't hear about a pothead crashing his car. If anything, he fell asleep before he even got to the car. So
that part. Or couldn't find his car.
Yeah. I mean, dude, where's my car?
Yeah,
they made a whole movie on it.
Shout out Aston Kutcher, man.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's dope. Like, and that's like same thing for me, man. I know literally like right before we got on camera, like that was just kind of what I was mentioning too, man. Like the end goal for everything is really to bring all the pieces together, whether it's hemp, whether it's, you know, the THC, whether it's, you know, just the culture in general and the communities and stuff that support the industry itself, man. We got to start bringing that stuff together, man, and making it whole, making it look like one. And I know it's going to be of course, a journey, you know what I'm saying? Yep. But, you know, and everything's a work in progress, but you know what I mean? Always the end goal, like you said, is being able to one day where we all can sit here and pass the joint back and forth and, you know, exactly. and chop it up like this, man.
Yep.
So let's move on. So now we getting into, you know, the lifestyle of cannabis, and how did you get in touch with Will, and like, you know what I mean? How did all you guys start getting together?
It was interesting. I met Mason, my business partner. We ended up working at South Shore Market, cooking up meat and selling meat. And like, you know, so it's kind of an awkward way that we met. And then Mason and Will met in chemistry during college. And then he kind of brought him in with us. And then next thing you know, we all just had that bond. You know, there's things that, you know, besides just pot, there's other things that we bonded over, you know, and it's just a great chemistry of guys that we have here.
And not to cut you off, but let's talk about like the growth in y'all relationship and y'all business relationship, and being able to kind of separate and differentiate the two. Because, you know, of course you want to be able to have great friends and, you know, relationships with people, but also too, when you get into business with your friends and stuff like that, talk a little bit about that side and how you guys had to set aside some things. You know what I mean?
There's definitely times where, you know, you'll have differences, arguments. I mean, that's the nice thing with bringing in Will with us is he's kind of gets to be that middleman in a way. So if me and Mason aren't agreeing on something, we'll be like, all right, Will, come on, get into this. How can we make this work out so everyone's happy in the end? Because, I mean, it is a partnership. Yeah. Everyone's here together and we're all trying to be happy, you know? Like, there's no point in having a stressful work environment. I mean, I've been in those places. Many people have. I mean, it's a pot store. We're all trying to just enjoy life. And I mean, like I said, I mean, we butt heads, but if you don't butt heads, then you're not doing right business. Because if everybody just agrees on everything all the time, there's something wrong. Like, that means you don't have your own opinion. And
I don't need no yes man around. Exactly. We don't need no yes men around. So, good job, Will. Shout out to Will to be in the media. No, but that's again, man, just another dope component to what you guys got here at KiefCo, man. And again, shout out to the homie Gio actually for putting me on to you guys. He'd come through and stop through and smoke with you guys and just kind of put me on game. Back when we was working together and stuff, he'd be like, man, I swear, we be chopping up with you smoking in the car at his house. We'd be getting off work. It'd be like 4 a.m. or something. Bro, we gotta stop at KiefCo, bro. They be in there with the dabs and all that. Like all right. So yeah, man, no, definitely. So let's move along a little bit too, Carl. Like, so now you guys you linked up with Will. You guys have been able to decide, okay, well, we want to go into business together. Why the name KiefCo and why Bayview, Wisconsin?
I mean, we went after KiefCo just because it was something that we noticed that nobody really was going after. And when you see a lot of stuff in the market, like big brand companies like Nike, it's a one-word thing. You know, Apple, it's a one-word thing. So what do you get from weed? You get kief off of weed. You got that grinder with the screen. You grind it up. All that stuff everyone's trying to collect at the end of the day. That's the best part. So, you know, why not be the best part of weed? So KiefCo, here we came.
I like that. I like that. Okay. And then, so why Bayview, Wisconsin, though?
I mean, Bayview just seemed to fit right for us. We originally started with a wholesale company, And we went to all the shops around here, brought them different products, but everyone was looking for that, like I said, more of that cheaper end product. For us, we were all about quality, and quality does cost a little bit more, but you pay for what you get.
That part.
And once we started getting to a point where we're like, all right, nobody wants to buy. Well, let's go find our own location. Started looking around, and I mean, there's a couple of places that we looked at, and at first we passed this place not thinking it was much because we thought it was just a small little section.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as we actually got in and got a tour, they're just like, yeah, no, you can definitely put a dispensary here. And as soon as they said yes, we're like, all right, deal. And Bayview is a great area. I mean, tons of hipsters here. Tons of stoners.
Yes. The community is here, man.
Oh, nothing but love being here too. I mean, we've got so much love here that we're getting ready to open up a second location down on 92nd in Oklahoma. So
congratulations!
Appreciate it.
Wow.
Yeah, Mason's
that's big.
Working the construction site over there and getting it together. And
hopefully
come June, we'll be able to open that. Introducing some new things. We're going to try to do like infused sausages and brats, things like that. So with the summer coming
like
up,
a market almost.
Yep. So yeah, come summer, you can grill up some
KiefCo market. Let me find out. All right, guys. That's fire. I ain't gonna lie. That's fire. Like, you don't see, like, even with some of the dispensaries that we do have in Wisconsin, like, you don't see a lot of diversity in product. Product is very just straight to the point. You either got vapes, carts, you know what I mean? You got a little bit of flour here and there. Might be a couple little waxes and maybe some drinks and stuff. But like coming in here off top, it's the aesthetics. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a lot of dispensaries are very just storefront. Like, you know what I mean? Very just come in, like you said, it's kind of gimmicky and very cheap.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Cheaply sold. When you want to come in, you want to get an experience. You know what I mean? That's what you pay for. You know what I mean? You pay to come in and get great smoke. And a great experience. Like, you know what I mean? So why would I want to come into a storefront that just looks like a gas station or another smoke shop? You know what I mean? Like, so it's definitely refreshing to see that in the community and stuff. And definitely it's dope to hear that Bayview has been embracing you guys like that. Again, it's a nice area. So if anybody out there that isn't familiar with Bayview, definitely come down and check out KiefCo, check out Bayview area. It's a lot of stuff over here, bars, all that kind of stuff, man. Different shops and restaurants and stuff you guys can come and get into, grab you some good smoke and get you some good drinks and food too, man.
Yep.
So now we moving along, we getting into KiefCo. I'm gonna go down the line a little bit. We gonna get there though, but now we moving into KiefCo and you guys are deciding to grow your business and stuff. And now you're here in Bayview, Wisconsin. What were some of the trials and tribulations about getting it started and moving this business along?
Hardest part was dealing with the city. Yeah, we had a big thing that went on for about a month with one of the architects for the city. They're trying to tell us that our ceiling wasn't fire rated. And it was, he argued with our architect who's been in the game for like 30 years, has his own firm. So, I mean, it kind of held us up for a while because it was just like, well, hey, we can't open our doors without occupancy. So without that, we were kind of sitting here for the first month like, oh man, this kind of sucks. Like, we can't really be open. But once we got past that, I mean, everything else is pretty smooth. I mean, besides, trying to make sure you're finding quality products, things like that. I mean, we have a box here that we call the shit box. And it's just companies that have sent us samples that, won't make the shelves here just because, we definitely take pride in what we put on our shelves. So
hey, what is it called again?
The shit box.
I love it. I ain't gonna lie. So, hey, you mind if I get a peek off camera?
Yeah, no, I mean, he can bring the
peek. Hey, I'm gonna peek in this box and I'm just gonna look at the camera. And if there's something in there I recognize, if y'all in there, I ain't gonna lie, I might start fucking with y'all. Let's see.
That or we call it the gas station selection because it's stuff that a lot of these gas stations would carry.
Oh, these for sure. I ain't gonna get too crazy, but yeah, it's definitely these little peach things for sure. I've seen those in the gas stations a few times, but I ain't gonna lie, man. Thank you, Will. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. That's funny though. That's comedy. So but that goes to show too the dedication and what you guys looking to do and what you're looking to, bring out here and for the community to have, man. And that's important. Again, just the attention to detail and to know your competition. Right. You know what I mean? Or per se competition. Who cares? Because I mean, who's competing when you got your own lane? You know?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but So now moving along, so apparently you guys got past the whole fire ceiling thing and stuff like that. So, do you feel that was like really something kind of like a hardship for real? Or did you feel like once it got past, it was like, okay, breath of fresh air?
I mean, once it got passed, it was definitely that breath of fresh air because, I mean, every day we were coming here and we were still kind of running on the DL. Just being like, well, we're just not going to turn on the open sign, but if somebody walks in here, like, welcome in.
Did you feel like that kind of stunt your growth a little bit in a way?
Yeah, I mean, definitely it did. I mean, definitely when we go to, like, say when we started opening, I mean, we opened Halloween.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for me, I really don't count the whole month of November just because that whole entire month is when we were kind of on that level where, hey, we're waiting on the city. So it was kind of that toss up. And for us, it did kind of hurt a little bit because we couldn't advertise as hard as we wanted to. Being a new store that just got opened up, we kind of had to wait till December to go full blow with it. But once December hit and we were able to start putting out posts, really letting people in the neighborhood know that we were here. Yeah. I mean, then, the love just took off.
And when did you guys actually, like, break ground here in Bayview?
So Halloween is technically our official first day being open.
Yeah.
So I mean, for us, it's great. It's an easy anniversary to remember.
Okay.
So
what's going on, everybody? Can you say hi to the BudTawk podcast for me real quick? Shooting the pod right now. Yeah, no, you good. You guys all good. Got some customers in the background. Again, make sure you shop at KiefCo. Definitely, and that's the thing too about you guys. Like, you guys are definitely inviting and stuff like that. You make it comfortable for your customers and stuff to come through. Like, you guys got the video games and all that kind of stuff that you guys do here and stuff. So, like, we'll get into that too. So, but yeah, man, like, so just kind of like getting past everything, getting past the trials and tribulations, starting up KiefCo, like, and now being able to kind of like embrace products and have products of your own. So, like, now that you guys got a little bit of a display, we're gonna go over some of the products too. So, you pick where you want to start.
Well, I mean, definitely, I think maybe we'll hit up with the drinks right away, just because one thing that we do like to try to do is also represent things that come from Wisconsin. Okay. Especially if it can come from our own city here, which is awesome. Yeah. So this is Goodland Extracts. They're a company right here also in Bayview. So they do drinks and a bunch of other type of things as well, like edibles, tinctures. But one thing is these things have hit it out of the park for us. Yeah. They've been winning awards all across the nation.
Yeah, you was mentioning that.
I mean, the nice thing is what they're doing is they're using Sprecker's formula to make these drinks. So you're getting that Sprecker's Ripper, that Sprecker's Cream, orange, all of it. And
you know, folks love their Sprecher soda.
Yeah.
You know, folks love their Sprecher soda, man. So, yeah, definitely tap in with KiefCo, man. Come get y'all one of those. Yep. I ain't gonna lie, this orange green, But, yeah, so, and then, so moving on to some other products and stuff like that. So, what is that you have up there for me?
So this little thing is a new device. The cool thing about it is for people that like to do dabs, it's a way that people can do dabs where now they can just put a solid concentrate into the thing itself.
Really?
So it's neat. It just unscrews this top and this little plunger will come out, and then you can just load it up with some material. Really? The plunger will push down on your dabs onto a quartz banger and it'll heat it up. Therefore, now you can just smoke dabs on the go, which is sweet. That's always been one of the biggest issues in our industry is trying to put concentrates into a cart because you have to decarb it to get into a cart. Well, decarbing that material now turns it into that hot product that's considered illegal in our state, which, the awkward little loophole that goes on here. But hey,
talk to him, Kyle.
With this, it allows us to be able to go, hey, well, now we can go get past that loophole because now we can go have nice dabs, stick them in this, and we're decarbing it as we're smoking it. So it's the same kind of way that, smoking a joint works. Technically when you have the flower isn't considered illegal, but once you heat that flower up, then it decarbs into D9, and then now all of a sudden you're like, well, now it's a heated product. But
and see, my homie Gio, he just got the vaporizer for the dabs and stuff, and he was like, he carries that around, and I'm like, yeah, but that's still like not super convenient. You got to take it in and out the case, especially if it's like glass. And his is really nice, so I would hate to want to break one of these.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, they do make ones that are nice pocket travel size ones. Like, I use a company that's called Honey Badger, and they make really nice ones. They're more of a dab straw. Okay. But the nice thing is it's a solid, just metal square box that has like a white straw on it that you just tap into your material and it heats up. which is nice. But I
gotta get into the dabs or something. I'm missing out apparently.
From where it used to be, I mean, before it was heat up the torch and everything like that.
That was the OG way.
Or if you want to go old school, I mean, we got the old knife method where you got the oven and you just heat up the two knives and you're doing like the hash rips and stuff with the plastic bottle. Like
that's crazy. Yo. That's wild, yo. You know what's crazy? The first time I ever tried weed, was I was just talking about this. I was at my cousin's house, man. We was back in the day playing Halo 1 and stuff in the basement off the hookah. And my cousin used to smoke the tobacco and stuff too, so he'll infuse it with the weed and stuff. He'll used to pack the hookah with the weed. That was probably the first time ever, but I was young then, man. I was super like a kid and stuff, fucking around with my cousins and stuff. But that was like my real first introduction. But yeah, man, we's definitely been in my life for all kind of stuff too. But let's move on. Let's move on to the more products and stuff. So what do we got over here?
Over there, we have some of our gummies that we get made for us in California. They are 25 milligrams per gummy. And there's 5 in a bag, so you're getting 125 milligrams total.
And this says vegan honey gummies.
Yep.
So it's like actually vegan?
Yep. So they're vegan. They're made with honey instead of using, the glucate or whatever everybody else uses and stuff like that. So they're, a little bit more of a natural gummy for people.
Okay.
I mean, there's other companies that we do have. We also carry Kind Oasis, which is another Milwaukee reputable company here down in Farwell. Yeah. We definitely like their products.
So here on Farwell, you said?
Yep. On Farwell, we have Kind Oasis that we carry. And then, I mean, from Texas over here, we have the live rosin gummies that come from Hometown Hero. And they're just a really nice company as well.
Shout out to Texas. We got people out there.
Yep. And, we're helping them try to fight the fight because right now, they're trying to ban everything in Texas.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is just like, come on, guys. Like,
what was the whole point of even? I don't know.
I mean, I know Tennessee just did a ban, but the way Tennessee's ban is it just can't be out on the shelf. So now instead of having your products out, you just walk in and be like, "Hey, let me see your menu," and then you pick something, they pull it from behind the counter, and you're still walking away with it.
That's wild.
I mean, it's just ways that people that are in politics can try to dig their money, get their hands in, get their little cut of the pie.
So let's touch on that a little bit then. So what's your thoughts on full recreational use here in Wisconsin? And you know what I mean? If we went legal,
Problem is, if we go legal here, the taxation is going to be 33%. They already put it in the legislation when they went to try to get a bill passed this year.
Yeah,
and that's what they're proposing was that we'd be higher than Chicago. On top of that, all of us smaller shops, mom and pop shops, we're going to get pushed out by all these big industries because now you're going to have these giant companies from Illinois that have millions of dollars jump up here and be like, hey, we can just go buy this building. We already got all these big suppliers. We can just fill it up. Next thing you know, now you just have a bunch of dispensaries like you do down in Chicago. Overpriced, overtaxed. And frankly, lacking in quality.
Man, because everything that's purple don't mean it's smoke.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yep. Everything that's purple don't mean it's smoke good. I ain't gonna lie, I'm actually an OG guy myself. I prefer OGs. Yep. So, you know what I mean? A lot of people nowadays will give you slack about smoking OGs, but I feel like it's still probably the best smoke.
Yeah,
seriously.
It's definitely been a good strain, and genetics that has always helped.
Man, lemon haze, all that, man. Yeah, good sour D's, man. Remember sour D's, man. The best. What's going on, brother? What's going on? But yeah, so moving on, man. Moving on, Kyle. And again, bro, I appreciate y'all opening up your doors to the BudTawk podcast. Dude. Again, y'all, this is
coming.
Yeah, hell yeah. This is the BudTawk podcast, bro. This is what I do. It's technically one of my segments called Going Live with BudTawk, where I would invite guests on, interview y'all and, just, see what y'all got going on. So, and promote y'all, promote y'all in a positive way too, and let the communities know what's going on with our people. But yeah, man, so make sure y'all tap in. Make sure y'all look for this on the YouTube coming soon. So before we leave, get out and, in the interview a little bit, Kyle, so let's talk a little bit more about where y'all at now with KiefCo and what are y'all looking to do in the future. I know you mentioned breaking ground at a new building, so kind of go from there.
We're trying to get the next location up and running. So we do have a new brick and mortar spot. We are just going through renovations, all that fun stuff. That one comes with a commercial kitchen, so that allows us to open up to new ideas, new things. Yeah. I mean, definitely explore the market where there's lacking of things because there's not there's things that can be done that haven't been done yet.
Yeah.
So I mean, things like that. I mean, also we're also trying to get more into the music scene. You know, things like that, because music and pot kind of go hand in hand a little bit. And
Every time.
Every
Y'all
time
have a good day, man.
You know,
Yep.
So yeah, we're just trying to continue our growth and get from there. I mean, once we get 3 establishments open, then we want to do a grow operation, so that way we have our own grow.
Okay.
We can supply our own stores and also supply some of the stores around here with some of the product that we'd be growing.
That's fire. So hey, man, everybody out there in TV land, internet land, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go check out KiefCo. Come check out my brother Kyle here. Check out my man Will. They're going to get you guys right. Make sure y'all grab some of these drinks over here. Make sure you get you some gummies. Grab you some merch, too. They got the teas and stuff in here, too, man. They got dope hoodies. I'm a hoodie guy myself, so they got dope hoodies. Make sure y'all grab that. Got masks, great menus, too. And you know what I mean? And that's another thing, too. Like, when you go to some of the other dispensaries here in our state, in our cities, they ain't got menu boards like this. A lot of them, everything is written down, which I get it. You know, I get the aesthetics, but you know what I mean? The clean look, the vibe is what y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all bringing the vibes, man. Y'all bringing what we need here in Wisconsin. I appreciate that.
Well,
Definitely a great experience, but I appreciate it. It's definitely dope. Again, y'all, make sure y'all tap in with KiefCo right here in Bayview, Wisconsin. It's my man Kyle. Let them know where they can find KiefCo, find you, find Will, or
so you can find KiefCo down here in Bayview at 2229 South Kinnickinnic Avenue. It's right in the heart of Bayview, right between the Tippecanoe and the tattoo parlor.
That part. Make sure y'all tap in with my boy Will in the back, man. Again, it's Mr.BudTawk, BudTawk Podcast. Kyle, you want to do a dab before we go?
Yeah, why not?
Do a dab? Why not? So like I seen too, you guys are bong guys too, man. So like, how do you feel about having different utensils in the kind of the lane areas for like different things like that to utilize to smoke cannabis with, man? So like, how do y'all feel about a lot of that stuff, and do you feel like it could continue to grow?
I mean, it has been growing, which has been nice. There's been new companies coming out with newer different electronics as far as things. There's a company now that has a bong where it heats it with a laser.
Really?
Yeah, so it's super cool. So you can smoke your weed or smoke your dabs, and you can actually see a little laser just like heating it up. So it's kind of
fire.
People are taking things to that next level.
Okay.
I mean, and then even with like raw cones, I mean, the guy that owns Raw, Tiny Josh, I mean, that guy's constantly coming up with new ideas.
Yeah. Dude is crazy. I be watching him all the time. He's wow. He's got that. What do you do? The 700 pound. The raw cone. Yeah, that was crazy. I'm like, what? Yeah, I watch, bro. Okay, so one more. My bad, y'all. One more last question, because now you just picked my brain a little bit. So like, with like raps and stuff like that, how do you guys feel about like some of the hemp raps that come out, like Billionaires and stuff like that? Like I know I see you smoke cones, so like how do you feel about raps and stuff?
So we don't really do too much with the raps here, just because we're not a big fan with tobacco. The hemp wraps are good, and then also we had a customer that actually brought in a tea leaf wrap, which was made from like a tea leaf, and it had that really good smell to it. It's just that with tobacco, you're still getting that nicotine and things like that, and I don't know, for us, it's just not a clean way.
Okay.
I mean, we're definitely more of the joint type of a person, a bowl, bong, all that type of fun stuff.
Okay. Bringing all the stoner aesthetics.
Yep.
I like that. Keeping it tried and true, you know? Is it on me or
yeah,
what?
just let me double click it again, get it heated up again. Once
it
vibrates, it'll be
first dab on BudTawk Podcast, though. I will say that for sure. So am I good to go?
Once you feel it vibrate, it'll be ready to rock.
All right, say less. Just pull?
Yep, just pull.
That's fire. That's it. I ain't gonna lie. First dabs on BudTawk Podcast. That's fire. Hey, it was Mr.BudTawk. I appreciate y'all. It's my man Kyle KiefCo. Make sure y'all check them out, man. Make sure y'all catch this dropping on the YouTube coming soon. Make sure y'all tap into all things BudTawk Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You can catch us on Spotify as well. Y'all have a good day, man. We out. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, bud.
Hell yeah. That was fire, man. Hell yeah. That was dope.
Right.
Like you will?
Say less.